Hey there! Today's subject is a bit different compared to my usual bits and pieces, but absolutely brilliant in terms of smoothness and fun to build and put into various poses. Retailing for around $100 from what I've seen, I'd say that's fair. Given the quality of Koto's production and what you get for the price, especially with the option to mix and match with other various action pose models that they produce, that's really good. I also didn't expect her to come with a posing stand, let alone a nicely coloured one, so when I add some personal touches later on, I think I'm going to expand the blue just a little bit further. Lumitea, or Lumitea, by Kotobukiya, is an on-scale angel model kit that's fully posable and can be interchanged with their frame arms girl and Megami device lines. And it comes with a decent amount of different faces, hands and options to build from out of the box. Speaking of the box, once again Koto has really nailed it. The art is stunning all round, and for the front main image, with the golden border and lettering, they really lend to the illustrations that Nakomi has done. My one surprisingly had an extra gold sprue, but done in clear, which wasn't noted anywhere on the box or the listing, and it was a pretty nice additional find when I started. I opted to use a couple of those pieces here and there for a bit of a spice up. With a more than expected parts count, the model goes together very brilliantly, and although glue isn't needed, I opted to add it in just a couple of spots. I knew that I wouldn't be changing out any of these, and I just wanted to shore up the stability, purely because of the action posing, and overall the model took about 2 hours to complete. As far as the manual is concerned, I found myself building the options I didn't want in the final result, as I just started at step 1 and went with it, since I've not built one of these action models before, having to backtrack later to change out the pieces to make the Willers mode, which is the variant with more armor and proper angel wings, but the backtracking was fine, considering it was just optional parts areas anyway. So before you begin, you should perhaps take a quick look through to see the areas you want and mark them so you don't have to muck around too much. And I think that would be one of the only things I didn't like about the entire kit, as they may have been able to adopt the commonly used multiple choice sectioning that other models have in their manuals. Setting her up for a base look at the finished result, I had a bit of a fiddle, and I have to say, I knew it was posable, but not as much as this. Pretty dang neat all in all, and with that, I moved on to the painting section to give it a bit more personal flair. I didn't want to go overboard, so I decided on Tamiya's silver leaf spray for the sword silver and racing blue for the skirting sections and bow. But to add a little bit more under the main blue coat, I used various blues including Drakenhof Nightshade and Soulstone blue by Games Workshop, and a metallic house of colour before spraying, so it would give the other areas a bit of a darker look. Giving life to the gem on the sword, I used Soulstone blue, which popped up nicely, and as usual, I ran Games Workshop's Nuln oil over the line work before wiping away for a simple pop, but I went heavy on the chest and stomach areas to add a little bit more. Finally, a few golden dots here and there with an old House of Colour metallic, and I was content with that. She came out pretty sweet in the end, and I'm loving the silly poses that you can do with her. Given that it's something I do with my Zoids already, I figured, hey, let's drag one in and see what we can do. So here's a couple I thought that were pretty neat. This was super fun, and I'm currently working on a custom Schneider, which may take a little while due to the goal I've set for myself. But I hope you guys enjoyed this one. See you next time maybe. Take it easy.